Hello everyone, my name is Randall Taylor and I will be guiding you through my web quest today. It is based on the book Frankenstein. It is for grade levels 9 through 12 for English, obviously, Frankenstein. I chose Frankenstein because it's one of my favorite books and I feel like it is a book that isn't used in high school as often as it should be. So let's get started. This is my welcome page. Start off with a good little picture. Before zombies were cool, there was Frankenstein, just saying. I feel like that would really connect to the grade level that I am reaching out to. So let's get started. Introduction. So my introduction, I start off with a quote, an introduction that kind of gets and grabs the attention of the reader. Two figures, a laboratory, one eye opens. Its body convulses into life. The other recoils in horror. Monster and maker at the moment of creation. This image is seared in our collective memories like a grotesque parody of Michelangelo's painting of Adam and God on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Two figures eternally bound together, yet driven apart by need and fear. Innocence and arrogance, love and hate, Frankenstein. Just something I feel like would really grab people's attention. Introduction. Also, I put in some information about how 2018 will mark the bicentennial of this book. So let's get on to the tasks. Again, I put a little information, background information about Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. And the tasks will be one group and two individual tasks. One, as the group, they will write their own Gothic tale. The second task will, as an individual, they will read and interpret a quote from the novel. And the last, final task they will be comparing and contrasting a scene from the book to an adaptation of film of Frankenstein. I feel like starting off with a group task really gets the kids engaged and their minds going, being able to bounce ideas off of each other and work with people and then move them in to their individual tasks. So let's go into the process. I try to break down the process of each project as much as possible. So for the first one, they will obviously meet with their groups, which I suggest to be pre-picked, so then teachers can put students together who they know will work together and really balance each other out. Like, you don't want to put three high intelligent students all together. You want to kind of mix them up a little bit. Really help those lower level learning students as well. So with the Gothic tale, they'll research Gothic elements, and then they will write, draw, or design their Gothic tale. They need to be able to point out also what Gothic elements they have put into their tale. So, and also right here, their tale should be at least 2 pages, or they can make a 12 storyboard frame in length, whatever they want to do for those creative students. A storyboard with pictures and whatnot will work a lot better for them. It also should feature 10 Gothic elements derived from the resources they are given. It should include basic story elements, obviously character, plot, setting, theme, style, and whatnot. And then right here I provided all resources that they should use and need to at least use one of each category. So moving on to the second task, which is an individual task. It is quote analysis. So they will be picking a quote or passage from the book, and then they will be writing a 5-paragraph essay examining how Mary Shelley, the author, used Gothic elements. So obviously, to start off, they need to pick a quote from the list I have provided in the resources. They need to research about reading literature and writing about literature, so they know kind of idea how to break it down. Read the quote with care and attention to detail, which I feel is really big. The student shouldn't just read the quote once and say, oh, okay, I'm going to write this essay. No, they should break it down, highlight it, find the Gothic elements. They should also, while they're reading, think about the scene, the characters, the mood of that passage as well. And even though it's an individual task, they will go back to their groups after they've done their first rough draft, and they will do a peer evaluation of each other's essays so they can get a better um, idea of what they need to do, what they need to fix, what they need to add to make their essay even better. And then again, at the end of this, more resources to help them get through the list of quotes and so forth. The third and final task that they will do is a book to film analysis. This is my favorite one, only because I feel there are so many things you can do with this. What the students will be doing is they will become a film critic. And what they will do, they will pick one scene from the book and compare it to a scene from one of the many adaptations of Frankenstein, which I will provide in my classroom for them all to watch and use during classroom time. And then they will become film critic. They will talk about the good and the bad. Did the filmmakers do justice to the scene, or did they leave out things that would have made the scene better, and so forth. So in the research, they will research process of film analysts. They will be referring to many resources. Their film review should focus on at least 3 Gothic elements. So we need to find Gothic elements within that scene. They also need to examine the conventions of the character, plot, theme. Again, what is going on in that scene. I also put in some questions that they should be able to discuss in their film review. How did the film capture the essence of Mary Shelley's novel? How does the filmmaker transform a written element into a visual one? So forth. Just some key points for them to hit while they are reviewing this scene. And then down here I put some resources on how to analyze a film and whatnot. Moving on is my evaluation page. I try to break it down as easy as possible. Each task is broken down. Beginning, developing, very good, and excellent. Excellent obviously being the highest score. Beginning, lowest score. Try to be as descriptive as possible for each element, each area. So again, it's broken down. This is the Gothic tale, quote, analyst, film review. Demonstrates a lot. Conclusion. I love my picture right here, like Frankenstein, sad to go. Short and simple, I felt like. My conclusion is from maker to monster, good to evil. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein makes hope become horror as the creator sees what he has created come to life. This chilling novel continues to excite, haunt, and speak to all readers throughout the years. Frankenstein is continuously recreated again and again through film adaptations. Does that say more about us or more about Frankenstein? I like that question at the end because it really does make you think. Why do we constantly remake this classic novel? Why is it a classic? Why does it draw in readers or moviegoers? Last but not least is my teacher page. So my teacher page, again, I kind of break down the task: Gothic tale, quote interpretation, film interpretation. Kind of breaks down smaller what they should all do. Here are my standards. There are 6 standards. Reading, writing standards for grade 11th, but you can also, like I said, they can go 9 to 12, just depending on what grade you are teaching and how high you're willing to go with the teaching standards. My credits, well, obviously, Mary Shelley, who wrote this amazing and chilling novel. I also like to thank Zuno WebQuest Pro for my first experience creating my WebQuest. And of course, our teacher, Mr. Scott Borba, who introduced me to this new way of teaching. And I will use this again for sure. Thank you for watching my little narrative of my WebQuest, and I hope you enjoyed it. And please, I hope you take the time to visit my WebQuest yourself and explore a little more. Thank you.